The Hidden World of Kabuki Theater, a journey through tradition and innovation. A single streak of red paint cuts across a white powdered face, tracing a path of rage and passion. In the world of Kabuki theater, this isn't just makeup, it's a language all its own, telling stories that have captivated audiences for over 4 centuries. But behind these striking faces lies a hidden world of secrets, rituals, and astounding theatrical innovation that most Westerners have never glimpsed. Picture yourself in Japan's bustling Edo period, where the streets are alive with the sounds of merchants, samurai, and common folk alike. In this vibrant world, a revolutionary art form is about to emerge, one that will break all the rules and challenge the very foundations of Japanese society. The year is 1603, and in the pleasure districts of Kyoto, a shrine maiden named Okuni is about to change Japanese theater forever. But she's not performing traditional religious dances. Instead, she's invented something entirely new: wild, passionate performances that blend Buddhist prayers with popular love stories and comedic skits. Her performances are nothing like the refined no theater of the aristocracy. They're raw, emotional, and absolutely electrifying. Okuni's performances sparked a revolution. Soon, troops of female performers were drawing crowds throughout Japan, combining sensual dances with innovative theatrical techniques. These early kabuki shows were more like modern-day variety shows mixed with burlesque performances, a far cry from the refined classical art form we know today. But this success came at a price. The Tokugawa shogunate, concerned about public morality and the frequent brawls that broke out among patrons competing for actresses' attention, banned women from performing in 1629. In an ironic twist, young men took over the female roles, creating the tradition of onagata male actors specializing in female roles that continues to this day. These young male performers, known as wakashu, brought new innovations to the art form. They developed increasingly elaborate makeup techniques to transform themselves into various characters, from beautiful courtesans to fearsome warriors. This is where we first see the origins of kumadori, the dramatic face makeup that has become kabuki's most recognizable feature. Think of kumadori as a form of theatrical special effects, created centuries before CGI or modern stage lighting. Each color and pattern has specific meaning. Red lines emphasize passion, heroism, and righteousness, while blue or green patterns represent supernatural beings, villains, or intense jealousy. A complex pattern of purple lines might indicate nobility, while brown shows someone who's down to earth or elderly. But the real magic of kumadori lies in how it works with stage lighting. The white base makeup, called oshiroi, reflects light dramatically, while the colored lines create shadows that emphasize the actor's facial expressions. When an actor turns their head, these patterns seem to move and shift, creating an almost supernatural effect that can make a character appear to transform before the audience's eyes. The application of this makeup is an art form in itself, requiring years of training to master. Actors begin with a thick layer of white makeup, traditionally made from rice powder mixed with water. This isn't just slapped on, it's carefully built up in layers to create a perfectly smooth, mask-like surface. The white base represents a blank canvas, stripping away the actor's natural features so they can be redrawn to match their character's personality. But perhaps most fascinating is what happens before the makeup even goes on. Actors prepare their skin with a special oil called binsuke, which not only protects their skin but creates a water-resistant barrier that prevents the makeup from running under hot stage lights. This technique has remained virtually unchanged since the 1600s, passed down from master to apprentice through generations. The transformation doesn't stop at the face. Kabuki actors wear elaborate wigs called katsura, each one handcrafted from real human hair and worth thousands of dollars. These wigs are so precious that they have their own specialized caretakers, artisans who maintain and style them using techniques that date back centuries. Each wig can weigh several pounds, requiring actors to develop incredible neck strength and balance to perform while wearing them. These physical demands hint at something many Western viewers don't realize. Kabuki actors are not just performers, they're athletes. The enormous costumes, heavy wigs, and intense choreography require incredible stamina and strength. A single costume can weigh up to 40 pounds, yet actors must move with grace and precision while wearing them, often for hours at a time. But the true genius of Kabuki lies beneath the floorboards. Imagine standing on a Kabuki stage in the 1700s. At first glance, it might seem simple, just wooden planks and painted backdrops. But then suddenly the impossible happens. An actor playing a ghost seems to float through the air, a humble merchant's house transforms instantly into a magnificent palace, or a character disappears in a puff of smoke only to reappear moments later on the other side of the stage. These aren't modern special effects. They're the result of ingenious mechanical systems developed over 3 centuries ago, many of which remain closely guarded secrets to this day. The most famous is the Mawaributai, or revolving stage, first introduced at the Kabuki-za Theater in 1758. This massive turntable, operated entirely by human power, can rotate an entire set with actors in place, creating seamless scene transitions that would be impressive even by today's standards. But that's just the beginning. Hidden beneath the stage is a network of trapdoors and lift mechanisms called seiridashi. These allow actors to appear suddenly from below, as if by magic. The mechanics who operate these systems are called kurogo, and they're considered just as important as the actors themselves. Dressed in black from head to toe, they move like shadows across the stage, manipulating scenery and assisting with special effects while remaining virtually invisible to the audience. One of the most spectacular features is the chunyori, or flying mechanism. Using an intricate system of ropes and pulleys, actors can appear to soar through the air with such grace that it inspired Western theatrical innovations like Peter Pan's famous flying scenes. But while modern theaters use mechanical winches and safety harnesses, Kabuki still relies on human operators who have perfected their craft through years of practice. Then there's the hanamichi, a raised pathway that extends through the audience to the main stage. More than just an entrance route, it's an acting space in its own right, where some of Kabuki's most dramatic moments unfold. When a major character makes their first appearance on the hanamichi, they often strike a dramatic pose called a mae, freezing in place while wooden clappers called kai create a moment of intense theatrical tension. The stage itself is built with special acoustics in mind. Beneath the wooden floor are large clay pots arranged in specific patterns, creating resonance chambers that amplify the actors' voices and the sounds of wooden clappers and drums. These pots also create the distinctive squeaking sound when actors shuffle across the stage, a sound so important to Kabuki that special floor crews maintain the boards to ensure they produce exactly the right pitch. Even the curtain is a work of engineering genius. The main curtain, called the joshikimaku, doesn't rise like Western theater curtains. It's pulled horizontally from stage right to stage left at incredible speed, creating a dramatic reveal that builds anticipation. The speed and timing of this curtain pull is considered an art form in itself, with experienced stage hands training for years to perfect it. But perhaps the most impressive aspect of these stage mechanics is how they've remained largely unchanged for centuries. While modern theaters might use computers and hydraulics, Kabuki stages still operate primarily through human power and skill. This isn't due to resistance to technology, it's because these traditional methods have proven themselves the most reliable and effective ways to create these particular theatrical effects. The coordination required to operate all these mechanisms is staggering. During a single performance, dozens of stagehands work in perfect synchronization, their timing as precise as any actor's performance. A single mistake could not only ruin an effect, but potentially cause serious injury, given the heavy equipment involved. These stagehands, like the kurogo who assist with props and effects, are considered artists in their own right. Many come from families that have worked in Kabuki theaters for generations, passing down their specialized knowledge from father to son. They take immense pride in their work, even though they're never seen by the audience and rarely acknowledged in programs or reviews. The result of all this hidden artistry is a form of theater that can create effects that still astonish audiences today. A character can transform from a beautiful woman into a fearsome demon in seconds, complete with pyrotechnics and smoke effects. A simple merchant's house can split apart to reveal a magnificent palace within. Characters can disappear through trapdoors only to reappear instantly in a different part of the stage, creating illusions that would challenge even modern special effects teams. These centuries-old traditions might seem frozen in time, but Kabuki is very much a living art form. In Tokyo's Ginza district, the majestic Kabuki-za Theater stands as a perfect symbol of how this art form bridges past and present. Its facade combines traditional Japanese architecture with modern engineering, housing both centuries-old stage mechanisms and state-of-the-art lighting systems. Inside, you might spot something that would have been unthinkable in old Edo. Foreign tourists wearing wireless headsets that provide English translations in real time. This innovation has opened Kabuki to global audiences while preserving its authentic presentation. Yet even without understanding a word of Japanese, audiences find themselves mesmerized by the sheer visual and emotional power of the performances. The art form's influence extends far beyond Japan's borders. When Hollywood needed inspiration for Heath Ledger's iconic Joker makeup in The Dark Knight, they looked to Kabuki's Kumadori patterns. The dramatic facial expressions and movement styles of Kabuki have influenced performers from David Bowie to Lady Gaga. Even Broadway shows like The Lion King have incorporated elements of Kabuki staging and costume design. This balance is particularly evident in how Kabuki theaters have adapted to modern times. During the COVID-19 pandemic, for instance, some Kabuki productions were streamed online for the first time in history. While purists worried this might diminish the art form, it actually helped introduce Kabuki to new audiences worldwide. The online performances revealed details that even in-person audiences might miss. The subtle movements of an actor's eyes, the intricate patterns in the costumes, the precise timing of stage mechanisms. The heart of Kabuki remains unchanged. The art form still operates under a strict family system, with acting techniques and roles passed down from generation to generation. Many of today's leading actors can trace their theatrical lineage back hundreds of years. These family lines, known as Kabuki-kei, maintain not just performance techniques but entire libraries of props, costumes, and stage documents that have been preserved for centuries. The training process remains as rigorous as ever. Young actors still begin their education as children, learning to move, speak, and even think in the highly stylized manner that Kabuki requires. They might spend years perfecting a single movement or vocal technique. The musicians who provide the distinctive narrative music, called nagauta, train for decades to master their instruments. Even the wig makers, costume designers, and stage technicians often represent generations of specialized knowledge. What makes Kabuki truly remarkable is how it continues to resonate with modern audiences. Its themes of love, loyalty, sacrifice, and redemption are universal, transcending cultural and temporal boundaries. When an actor strikes a dramatic me pose, freezing in a moment of emotional intensity, the effect is as powerful today as it was 400 years ago. As we've seen, behind the dramatic makeup and spectacular effects lies something even more fascinating, a living link to Japan's theatrical past that continues to evolve and adapt while maintaining its core identity. In an age of instant entertainment and digital spectacle, Kabuki reminds us that sometimes the most powerful special effects are the ones created by human skill, dedication, and imagination. Thank you for watching this exploration of Kabuki theater's hidden world. If you enjoyed this journey behind the scenes of one of Japan's most fascinating cultural treasures, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into Japanese history and culture. Leave a comment below telling us what aspect of Kabuki theater surprised you the most. We'd love to hear your thoughts.